Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite mother of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a story time. Let's get right on into this video. So this is the story on how a car dealership tried to, I don't even know what, scam me, girl, get more money than me than was required. Like, I don't know what they were trying to do, but it was crazy. Okay, so let's get into the story. And once again, these things always and only happen to moi. Before we get into this video, make sure you click the subscribe button if you have not already. Girl, join the membership if you have not already. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and make sure you leave a comment down below. Let's get into this video. In December of 2020, obviously, I was pregnant for the third and final time. Okay, and at the time I was driving a 2017 Sonata. The reason I had the Sonata was because I had crashed or got into a car crash in my Nissan Altima Coupe. Oh, my baby. Okay, y'all know I love that car down. Okay, she was my first car. I got her. It was all good and dandy. I was 5 months pregnant and boom. Okay, they smashed into the back of me. I then smashed into somebody else. So I was sandwiched between two cars, freaking out, panicking, and then of course I was blessed. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus blessed me and replaced my two-seater, okay, my coupe, with a sedan, which I so badly needed. And you know, I was gonna trade it in anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. I just didn't know how or when I was gonna trade it in, because I literally had just gotten it in January or February or whatever. And so I get into this car crash and I end up pretty much back at square one without a car. Okay, so that's how I ended up with the four-door, because once I got into the car crash, insurance that I had covered my car, which was thankfully $15,000, and then that meant that I didn't have any money left to pay on to my loan. So that was like perfect, because that's really like unheard of. It covered the cost of the car, and then I ended up going back to the same dealership to get my Sonata. So I get this four-door and I'm driving around for a while, and I have two car seats in there because I have Salem and Bellamy, right? And so now that I'm pregnant with a third child, it's giving minivan. It's like I need a minivan, but baby, I'm a hot girl. So who's gonna be driving a minivan? Not me. Okay, I am not a soccer mom. I don't want the minivan vibes. It's just not a thing. Now, minivans are easy to get. They're cheap. They run forever. But like when I was growing up, my mom had a minivan, and I just knew that when I grew up, I was not gonna have a minivan. Okay, because my mom had 5 kids and a husband, and we needed to get around. And so at the time, I don't think SUVs were really a thing if you weren't like rich. Okay, so my mom wasn't gonna be driving no Hummer. She needed a 7-seater, and so she got her a minivan. But I knew that despite the fact that I was about to have 3 car seats in my car, I was not driving a minivan, and I made that very clear. Okay, so in December, I decided that it was time to look for a new vehicle. Had called the same dealership that I had gotten my first 2 cars at, because I was just like, you know, no point in going to a new dealership and having to do everything all over again, because the truth of the matter is, because I am self-employed, when I have to do certain paperwork, it's a little annoying, and I have to like jump through hoops sometimes to do stuff or get stuff done because I'm self-employed, right? Things are a little bit more difficult for me, you know, but over the years I've learned how to have my ducks in a row. So like when I go to do something that requires paperwork, I'm always just like boom, 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 boom. Here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's my this, and that. Girl, I have my paperwork in order. Okay, Drake don't have to call and tell nobody nothing. My paperwork is good. Okay, so pretty much I call the dealership and I'm like, hola, guess who's having another baby? I'm having another baby. I need a 7-seater, baby, but here's the catch. I am not looking for a minivan. What do you have? What can you find me that is not a minivan but that can seat 7? Because I have to make way for 3 car seats. Okay, that's what I told the dealership. And so whenever I call the dealership, I always call the same guy who is in the finance department. He's like obsessed with my YouTube channel. He's always just like asking me about it. He's like gagged at how much money I make. And so I don't like this dealership in particular because they always make a spectacle out of me, which I don't like. You know, he's like yelling from his office. This is a true story. He'd be yelling from his office, telling whoever in the freaking auto department, whatever, he telling the people how much money I make. And like, it's just like, this is tacky, but I need me a vehicle, so I'm just gonna put up with it, okay? Anyway, so I get on the phone with him and I tell him, hey, this is what I need. So he's like to me, oh, okay, no minivan. What about the Durango? Have you seen a Durango before? And I was just like, no, let me Google it. So I Google it and I'm like, oh, she's cute. I like her. She's not giving minivan, she's giving sexy van. Okay, she's giving, I'm a soccer mom, but like I have a nanny and like she drops them off. That's what the Durango was giving. And I'm like, this is my cup of tea. I like this car, right? But there's a lot of different types of Durangos. That's the thing. There's a lot of different body types and engine types and all these things. And so he's telling me about the Durango. I'm like, the Durango's cool. So he's like, okay, well, if you want a new car, I'm going to need these things from you. And it was just like paperwork stuff, like driver's license and blah, 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 all these things. So he emails me on December 30th and he's like, hey, we have an approval. Okay, so this means that the minute I got off the phone with him, he ran my stuff because he had my social insurance number. So he ran my stuff and, you know, put my stuff through the system and decided that it was time for me to get a new car. Keep in mind, when I got on the phone with him, I didn't know that he was going to run the credit. I was just inquiring. I didn't know that he was ready to go. But you can't talk to these people and tell them, not yet. Do not call the dealership if you're not ready to buy it on today, okay? So I wasn't really ready to buy that day, but like I needed to get ready because my baby was due in March, right? So it's December, you know, Christmas had just ended. Like I need a vehicle, so you know, there was urgency there, but like I wasn't expecting him to get back to me as soon as he did. So he ran the credit was good. So he's like, we got an approval on a 2020 Durango RT. Black with a sunroof. And he tells me that he's back in his office on Saturday and he tells me to have a great new year. So the next day I email him back and I'm like, a few things. We decided to trade the 2017 Sonata in for the Durango instead because originally I was actually going to keep my Sonata and allow my ex to have it, drive it, you know, back and forth, and I was going to keep the Durango because I realized we needed two vehicles, but because of how expensive it was going to be to keep both vehicles with both monthly payments and all those things, we sat and we talked. We're like, we got to trade that one in, baby. Okay. So I was like, we're going to trade in the Sonata for the Durango instead. And then the other part of that email was like, I'll get you everything you need paperwork wise over by end of day, right? So then I send him everything that he asked me for. He tells me that he needs a whole bunch of other stuff from me, paperwork wise. And I'm like, ugh. So whatever, I send him the paperwork. So between that time and January, the finance guy at the dealership was working out the logistics. He was working out the money side of things and getting all of our ducks in a row so that we could drive off the lot in our new sexy van, okay? At this point, they are searching for a vehicle for me. Now it is January 15th, right? It's getting to crunch time because I need to have this car before the baby gets here. He starts sending me pictures and he's like, take a look at these pics. Brand new Durango for you. Doesn't have leather, but we can have that put in. Here are your options. So he tells me I can put $2,000 down and take the Durango as is, or I could do $4,400 down and I get to pick the color of the leather I want. And it's a brand new car and it's never been driven. So that's what he tells me. Obviously, when he tells me $4,400, I'm hyped because I'm like, oh my God, I can make it look like my first car, right? I can put the red interior back in. Hell, I could even do pink, okay? And I would have been so excited about that. So he sends me pictures of the Durango and I'm happy about it. So then I'm like, winner chicken dinner. I said, we'll do the $4,400. What are my color options? Okay, because I'm ready to go. Okay, decision has been made. The car to me looks great. He was like, you will need to come into the dealership to pick through the available swatches. Are you able to come in tomorrow morning to sign a bill of sale and leave a deposit? What is bill of sale? Okay, keep in mind, this man said this on January 15th. He's like, come in and sign the bill of sale. Okay, that means the car is sold. To who? To me. So then I was like, yeah, we can come tomorrow. What's a good time for you? So he tells me like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm like, cool. A day later, the day that we're supposed to go into the dealership, I have to email the finance guy and I'm like, let me check what day January 16th is, child. What day was January 16th? 2020, January 16th. It was a Thursday. which means that I was delivered the news, heart-wrenching news, on the Wednesday evening. And I had to text at 1:36 a.m. on the Thursday, which means on the Wednesday, everything was pretty much going to be crashing and burning, or everything had crashed and burned, because I had a conversation with he who shall not be named, and they told me, we're not getting this car. So I said, hey, change of plans. Just came home and said the Durango you sent doesn't have the same grill as the other one. He doesn't like it and said if we're going to put down the $4,000 for the interior change, we might as well wait to find one we like altogether. Please keep looking. As long as we have something by mid-February, we're good. Well, nothing wrong with this car, child. Okay, I just needed a car to get from A to B. Okay, that's all I needed the car for. But somebody cared more about aesthetic so that they could impress people. I wasn't trying to impress nobody. I was trying to drive my kids here and there and everywhere and go to the damn Home Sense when I need to go to the Home Sense, baby. I didn't care what the grill of the car looked like, okay? I really didn't give a damn. Anyway, on the Wednesday night, he tells me, we're not getting this car, girl. So you back at square one. And so I have to email and tell this man we're not coming in 10 o'clock because he don't like the car. So then he emails me later that day. We didn't go in. He texts me at 10:37 a.m. on the Thursday, and he's like, hey, how about this one? Brand new. It's available, and there aren't a lot of these on the market. We need to close this quick to make sure we can secure it. Any chance you can come in today to finalize the deal? So he tells me all the things that are in there: Alpine audio, power sunroof, blind spot, trailer tow group, safety group, navigation, black leather interior, black top edition. Girl, it's looking good. So I'm like, hey, we'll come in a little bit. He's like, perfect. Because of COVID lockdown, you gotta call ahead of time and set an appointment, so just let me know what time you're coming, blah, 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 blah. We still end up going in on the Thursday because he showed me a different vehicle with the right grill, and everything was good with it. It had everything that we wanted and needed. So we went in and we signed the paperwork for the vehicle. We were there for hours. We're always there for hours. There's never been a time that I've gone into this dealership and I'm sat there for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Girl, I'm always there for at least 2 hours dealing with stuff, taking cars on test drives, whatever it is. Maybe I'm in there like swimwear, okay? So we were in there for a long. They had enough time to look over the paperwork, and they're urging me to come in, remember? Okay, so they're telling me, girl, you need to get in here because there's not a lot of these cars on the market, and we got to get this job done, and yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go. So that was on the 16th. 4 days later, okay, 4 days later, after we've signed the bill of sale, we've agreed to trade. I signed over my freaking car. I signed over my Sonata. So at this point, I'm driving a car that does not belong to me technically because I've already traded it in, but because they don't have my car ready yet, they're allowing me to keep my vehicle. But I've already signed it over. They took all the information out the car. The dealership owns my vehicle now, so I'm driving around in the vehicle from the dealership. It's still insured under my name or whatever, but I'm driving around in this car and expecting that by next week, I'm going to be rolling off the lot in my brand new Durango. He emails me at 11:57 a.m., sends me pictures of a different vehicle, or I don't even know what vehicle this is at that point. Pretty much informs me that they have made a huge mistake. And I'm like, huh? And so I'm pissed off. And I email him and I'm like, I'm extremely disappointed with how this transaction was handled / is being handled. You urged me to come in to sign for the brand new vehicle and I trusted you. You deceived me to believe that the deal was done and that all you had to do left was send 2 guys to Quebec to pick it up after having me sign my Hyundai over and putting down a deposit. So now I've put the money down. It's $4,000, okay? I put down $4,000. I have signed my car over, and they told me that they have to send 2 of their guys over to Quebec to pick up my vehicle. That was it. And I would be getting my vehicle, okay? That's what they told me when I came in on the 16th. It's now the 20th, and that is not the case, okay? So I'm like, this isn't your first rodeo, nor is it the other guy. So the other guy is the sales rep. The guy that I'm emailing back and forth is the finance guy. I was like, you should have known the bank wasn't going to give us 96 months before having us come in to purchase a vehicle. You're now telling me I didn't purchase / the dealership won't sell you. So they're telling me that I signed this paperwork that the car is mine, but now they're telling me the car ain't mine, and that the dealership will not sell them the car, which made absolutely no sense to me. I'm like, what do you mean the dealership won't sell you the car? So pretty much they were buying the car from a dealership to sell it to me. Okay, so they were buying it from a dealership in Quebec. None of that was discussed with me prior. Okay, they made it seem like they already had the vehicle for me and that they just had to pick it up. That's where the deception was in. Okay, which when you're dealing with car dealerships, even to just go get your oil change, girl, somebody gonna deceive you somewhere, baby. I remember one time I brought my car to go get service. I was just getting the oil change. They tell me my total's like $300 or $700. I'm like, huh? For what? No, I don't want those services. I just want my oil change, baby. Oil change is like, what, $35? I don't even know. But either way, they were offering me all these things. And I thought that that was, you know, the norm. But it was, luckily for me, it was before I left. So I was leaving my car there. And they were like, do you want to do blah, 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 blah? And I was like, oh, sure. Dummy. So then he's like, okay, well, your total is, I said, for what? I just need my oil change, sir. And he's like, oh, so you don't want to get your brakes scraped and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, this is my third car. I have never had my brakes scraped. The minute they go and touch your brakes, baby, you are forever having to go back in. I rather run my brakes into the ground. When I hear them squeaking, baby, I'll come in and replace them. Until then, leave my brakes alone, girl. Anyway, I was like, none of this makes sense. You told me our payments would be $368 bi-weekly, and now you're telling me $417. Nothing you've said thus far has been the truth. If I look like I have doofus written across my forehead, you need to adjust your glasses. Ooh, I ate him up. I ate him up. I said, fix this issue promptly, please. Okay, I hit it with the promptly. Fix it, okay? Fix it, Jesus. Call on whoever you need to call to fix it, okay? But don't try to sit here and play with me. Like, are you for real? And the gag is, this wasn't my first time there. This is my third car that I'm getting from them. Like, I am constantly bringing y'all business. I don't understand why you guys are sat over here playing with me. Like, what's going on? So then I was like to him, also, please scan and forward me a copy of the paperwork that we signed the other day for the vehicle. I don't think he ever did, you know. Oh, wait, no, there's a PDF here, girl. So he emails me back. He definitely sends us the paperwork that we signed. So he's like, I'm sorry about the mix-up. No one is trying to take advantage of you. So what is going on? Attaches the bill of sale you and signed the other day. If you look at the bottom left corner, it clearly shows the financing was based on 96 months at 5.99%. We made a mistake presenting the bill of sale like that to you. Yeah, so how do you rectify the situation now? Like, so I'm supposed to fix it? I'm very confused. Like, am I wrong? Am I crazy?
I am the customer, and the customer is always right.
I told you the other day that Chrysler buys down the interest rate to 5.99% on new vehicles only. Unfortunately, the bank does not offer 96-month term for your approval. You are approved at 9.99% for a used vehicle. The $369 figure was what we first discussed several weeks ago that the bank was allowing you to get approved for. $369 bi-weekly works out to $800 a month, which the bank originally approved you for. When you insisted the vehicle had to be a Durango, I got the bank to increase the max payment they will allow up to $900 a month, which worked out to about $416 bi-weekly. I will call you in a few minutes to discuss this further. The lies. The lies. I never insisted on no damn Durango. He told me about the damn Durango. I just said I didn't want a minivan. So he tried to tell me that I insisted on a Durango, and I'm like, no, I didn't even know what a Durango was. Like, I didn't know what a Durango was. This man is the one that introduced me to the Durango. And hell, when the other person found out about the damn Durango, they was like, yep, that's what I want. And there was no going back from that, okay? So, like, I couldn't even just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just put the 3 car seats in the back of my car, which would never work because I also have my mom to drive around, right? So like the 3 car seats in the back of the Sonata wasn't gonna be a thing, but I had also already sold them my car back, so I didn't have no damn car. And now these people are telling me what? I just said to him, okay, you know, I just said okay. I didn't say nothing else because I didn't have nothing else to say, girl. So now it's the 21st, okay? This is one day later. It's the 21st. I get a phone call from their sales department. Do you know how pissed off I got? Why is the sales department calling me? You guys already, first of all, have bought my vehicle, promised me a vehicle, had me sign for a vehicle, and now your sales department doesn't even know what's going on, to the point where they're calling me and offering me to come in to purchase my vehicle that y'all have already purchased? Oh, girl. I said, where's the organization? Do I need to call Martha Stewart Living Girl and get y'all organized? Y'all need some storage bins? Like, what is going on? They literally called me to tell me to come in for an event to buy my vehicle from me that they already purchased from me. You guys, I cannot. So I'm pissed. And I call the finance guy right away and I'm cussing. I'm like, are you guys insane? Like, why is this man calling me? You guys already have messed up. I'm waiting for you guys to call me back and tell me some good news, okay? Tell me the good news like Jesus Christ. Tell me the good news that you guys have found me a vehicle and you guys are going to stop playing on my top. But this man is over here telling me, sorry that guy called you earlier. He's an outside agency we used to call old customers and he called you from a list the computer generated. We are still looking for a new Durango for you. Please hang in there. Oh, I'm hanging in there, sir. So, same day, January 21st, I email him and I send him on their website. I sent him a screenshot from their website and I put in the 84-month term, okay, because that was one of the issues on the original paperwork. They did it for 96. They were only supposed to do it for 84. They didn't do the 84. I put 84 at $999. I put the deposit at $4,000 and then it showed me my monthly amount and how much I would pay bi-weekly and you know how much would be financed. So I put all of the information in that I'm provided with or that they told me that I was allowed to have. So he's like, nothing wrong with that. It will need about $6,500 down and you could drive it away. I said, huh? First of all, let me back up. So originally he told me $4,400 down, right? And I was like, all right. But when they messed up and they got back on the phone with me, they tried to tell me if I want that vehicle in particular, the one that they told me was mine, that I needed to add another $2,500 onto that. And so I said, I'm not adding on nothing for you guys' mistake. I'm not doing it, okay? And so at this point, he's again playing in my face because he's telling me in this email now that I need to put down $6,500 instead of the $4,400 that we originally agreed to, right? Yeah. So I said to him, when we spoke yesterday, I told you I'm not putting down another $2,500 for the mistake that you guys made. I will put $4,000. Can you work out the other $2,500? I'm literally supposed to be picking up the other car tomorrow, and now because of the negligence of your employee, we're at square one. So he emails me back, and he's like, I would love to sell you this Durango, but we are not talking apples to apples here. This is an RT. We showed you an SXT, but he who shall not be named wanted the GT grill. The GTs are few and far in between. Now you are asking for an RT for the price of a GT. You're probably like, RT, GT, SXT, what is it? These are the models, okay? He's like, that is not fair. No, what's not fair is how y'all scammed me and got me to come up in here and sign away my vehicle. That's what's not fair. And now you're telling me that what I'm doing is not fair? Sir, what? The engine size difference alone makes for a huge difference in cost. If you want the RT, we need another $2,500. I'm sorry, but it is a much higher value model. This has nothing to do with my employee's negligence. And he put negligence in quotes. Baby, it's negligent if you know that you're only supposed to have 84 months on the damn paperwork and you got 96, and now y'all calling me to tell me I can't pick up my car. Yeah, you guys are negligent. It's a completely different model. Just to let you know, the auction market price for these Durangos is going up. We are planning to send it to auction next week as it will sell for more with U.S. buyers. If you want the RT, we will still need the extra $2,500. Let me know what you want to do. FYI, I'm off this weekend. I'm here until 5 today and back on Monday 11 to 8. Keep in mind, I would have already had driven off my lot if somebody didn't say that the grill was wrong on the car and we can't accept this grill. I would have had my car already. I would have had the red interior, whatever the hell interior I wanted to get in the car. Everything would have been smooth, but no, that's not how it went, baby, okay? So I'm like to him, I said, when you contacted me initially, you said you had an approval on an RT. That was your first email to me. Go read it back. Ooh, not go read it back, girl. That's what started all of this to begin with. This is what I'm talking about. Nothing you've said up until this point has made sense. It has everything to do with his negligence, which need not be in quotations. Oh God, not see, my feelings back then was my feelings now. It's not negligence. It was negligence. Okay, how long have you guys been doing this for? And he drew up the bill of sale with the wrong figures, had us sign it, didn't even have the car after telling us you did, sign my car's ownership over, then tell us Wednesday, 2 days before we're to pick up the new vehicle that you guys messed up, and there's no vehicle. Can you believe this? They called me on the Wednesday to tell me I'm not able to pick up my vehicle. Like, what? I said the Wicked Witch of the West works for Ford. She told me to contact Vic, but I haven't spoken to the GM yet. That will be my next step if this is not rectified. And I was not playing with them, baby. I was not playing with them. You guys are gonna make me call the GM to tell them what y'all is downstairs doing. Okay, the GM be sitting upstairs in the office looking over everything, baby. I'm about to call the GM on y'all because y'all is pissing me off now playing these games with me. Okay, I am a returning customer and you guys are handling me like I don't even know what. Like, I was very upset, okay? And on top of that, baby, I'm pregnant, and this is worse than the baked potato. At this point, this is worse than the baked potato. Because I'll tell you one thing, my baked potato that I did not receive did not cost me $4,000, okay? Like, they were taking from me and giving me nothing. Story of my life. Story of my life. So then he said, yes, I told you we had an approval for the RT, but that was before you decided to trade in your Hyundai. Huh? Originally, you were going to keep the Hyundai, but when we added over $10,000 of negative equity to the deal, the entire loan increases. Ombic will tell you the same thing. If you want to keep the Hyundai, then we can definitely do the RT. So now he's telling me this is your fault because now you want to trade in your car. So since you're not going to be paying for that car anymore, there is not enough equity or money, and so this is your fault, baby girl. This is why we're here. So he kind of ate me up with that one. Like, how the hell was I supposed to know that? How the hell was I supposed to know that? And so they're not communicating these things to me. I'm finding this out way after all these things. Like, and I think too, I was a little confused because the last time there was $1,000 left on the loan and they paid it off. So I thought they was gonna pay off the rest of my car, baby. But when you got $10,000 left to pay on it, they ain't paying that. They might pay $2,000, baby. Hell, they might even pay $3,000. But they're not paying $10,000. I thought they were buying me out because this one puts me in a longer contract. I say to him, at the end of the day, when we came in on Saturday to sign and trade, the $4,000 was not an issue. And that was my point, baby. So it didn't matter if I had no equity here, there, it don't matter. Because when I was there on Saturday, y'all ain't say all this. That's my point. You guys tried to contact me on Wednesday, the day they're supposed to be giving me the VIN, okay? They're supposed to be giving me a new VIN so that I can call my insurance and add this car to my insurance. That's why they were supposed to call me on the Wednesday. Instead, they called me on the Wednesday and told me some bull, okay? So I'm like, the day you're supposed to be giving me my new VIN number to tell me that everything went wrong on your end. When we spoke on Wednesday, after your employee got disrespectful on the phone, you said you would fix the issue. Yet here you are still telling me I need to come up out of pocket another $2,500 because of your mistakes. We wouldn't be having this conversation if you guys didn't lie to us to get us into the office in the first place. And that's really the tea. Because, like, if they never lied and said, oh, we found you a vehicle, we need you to come in and sign it, like, if they never did all that, we would have been sat at home with our dick in our hands. Like, we wouldn't have been doing all that. I said, you gave us a guarantee that you didn't have the grounds to give when you told us the car in Quebec was ours. Not once did you say we were coming into the office to show commitment as buyers. Because that's what they tried to tell me too. They said sometimes they'll get their customers to come in to show commitment as buyers and get us to sign some paperwork. That's not real paperwork. And so that's what he tried to tell me. I don't know why I didn't see it in the emails, but he did say it somewhere in one of these emails. It's to show commitment as buyers. Sir, this is my third car. I don't need to show you commitment as a buyer. This is my third vehicle with you. I don't play no games with you. We have a rapport, sir. We got a rapport. So what are you talking about, commitment as a buyer? So I put show commitment as buyers in quotations because that's what he had said to me. And that there was a potential the dealership in Quebec wouldn't sell the vehicle to you. Okay, nobody told us none of that. We would have never have come in under those conditions, especially when I canceled our initial appointment for the SXT. So let me tell you what happened next. I'm a woman of my word. Sure am. So of course, if I say something, maybe she gonna do it. So what did I do? Okay, because I was sick of the excuses, I was sick of the runaround, and I was sick of them playing on my top. So I was like, I'm calling the damn GM. And what did she do? She called the GM. Because now I'm really upset. Like, I'm actually genuinely pissed. And so I get on the phone, I Google who is the GM, and I Google how to get in contact with them. And I call the GM, and baby, and I start spilling my guts to him. And I'm telling him, sir, this is the third vehicle I am purchasing from you guys. This is what happened. I don't know what is going on downstairs, but this is what happened, and this is ridiculous. You know, none of this is my fault. So I'm very confused as to why I don't have a vehicle, but y'all have bought my vehicle. Is this normal? Is this what y'all do? Okay, I left him a voicemail. He went and did his research and then got on the phone with me. And so when he did his research, he probably went downstairs like, yo, who is this lady and why is she leaving me this voicemail? And when they told him my story is checking out, he called me back with the quickness. And he said, I don't want to end up on YouTube. No, I'm just joking. He never said that. But they probably told him about my channel or whatever and showed him who I was and blah, blah, blah. And so he called me back, and he was the only person in the damn building that had some damn sense, okay? So he calls me and he tells me he can't even believe what the hell I'm saying to him. Like, this is absolutely not normal. And he is going to rectify the situation himself. He gonna have me a car by the end of the week, baby. I said, I know that's right, sir. I know that's right. Sometimes you gotta go above, okay? You got to go to the higher ups. You gotta put up a fight. So I called the GM. I talked to the GM. Me and the GM Kiki. And then the GM's like, I'm gonna deal with this myself, because clearly it's some bozos downstairs working for me. Keep in mind that part of the email where I said that the employee got disrespectful on the phone. He was so rude. He was like cussing me out and calling me this girl, and like he was just rude as hell. And so the next time I went into the office, baby, you think he could step foot in the office that I was in, baby? Because I would have clawed his neck. Okay, I was so mad. But he was so rude on the phone. Talking like, you better talk to her. Like, sir, I will have your job. I will have your job, sir. Okay, so anyway, the GM, he gets the details from me. He's like, well, he's telling me stuff that's not true as well. He's like, well, it was like you were insisting on having a sunroof. I said, sir, I don't give a damn about a sunroof. I'm looking for a vehicle that can house 3 car seats. That was my criteria. What are we talking about a sunroof for? He's like, so it doesn't have to have a sunroof? I said, no, baby, I just want a black car. I just want a black car. Yes, the grill of the car does have to be a certain way, because I already was told that we can't have the other one. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So as long as the body looks good and it doesn't have that downward slope thingy going on, it can put my car seats in it, it's a win. He's like, oh, okay, no sunroof? Great. Gets off the phone with me. I said, sunroof? No, that man is the one that brought up the sunroof. The same man that brought up the damn Durango to begin with. Like, why is he making stuff up? I don't care about a sunroof. I don't give a damn. I talked to the GM, and the GM definitely did the damn thing and worked something out, baby, and found me a car. I don't know if he's a magician and pulled it out of the sky, baby, but he found me a vehicle. So on January 28th, I get an email from the finance guy again. He's like, our driver is going to Quebec City Friday morning to get your Durango, and he will be back late Friday afternoon. Can you come in on Saturday morning to sign all the documents? We need to get the documents into the bank for month end. You should be able to come and pick up the Durango on Monday afternoon about 5 p.m. When you come on Saturday, please bring a void check or pre-authorized debit with you. I'll also need 2 references from you. One must be a family member not living with you, and the other can be a family or a friend. Give me their full name, telephone number, and relationship to you. I said, okay, sounds great. What exactly are the references for? He's like, the references are in case you ever move in the future and don't notify the bank. That's how they'll reach you. If you recall your previous 2 purchases with us, you had to provide anywhere from 3 to 5 references. This one is only 2. So that's pretty much because I didn't upgrade it, okay? So when I first got my first car, I was with one of them crazy banks with super high interest or whatever. And then the second time I got a car, I got a third-party bank. So not a direct bank, right? So again, interest was a little bit higher, but not as bad. And then by the time I got the Durango, baby, credit was good. So I was at a reputable bank, okay? They had me over there, TDs and the Scotia banks, okay? Not the third-party banks. And so that's how well I was taking care of my credit. Shout out to me. So at this point, I had gathered their edges, and they got my freaking car and told me I need to pull up to sign the real paperwork now, okay? At the end of January, I had driven off the lot in the Durango, okay? I had to fight tooth and nail. I had to fight through every single Wednesday Okay, from the time I started talking to the finance guy to the time that I drove off the lot, I had to fight to get the car that I wanted, right? And so, baby, this is just a story, but never give up, okay? And if somebody tries to play with you, set them straight. Because I don't know what the hell they thought that this was, lying to me, making me come in, okay? They had me zoom down there like a bat out of hell to sign paperwork that was fake paperwork. Like, what are y'all doing over? Is this a Ponzi scheme? Is this even a real dealership? Girl, and this is an actual dealership. It's not like one of those mom and pop shops on the side of the road that we sell used cars, new cars, buy cars, all this stuff. No, this was an actual Dodge dealership. And so I was like, girl, what are y'all doing over there? What are you doing? I ended up driving off the lot, and I ended up getting the car, and it was the right car. So I don't know why I had so much warfare trying to get this vehicle, but I did, and it all worked out in the end. Everything always works out for me. I get what I want. Praise the Lord. Okay, God did his big one on that one, okay? See, the thing about me is that I'm really stubborn and also strong-willed. And I'm the type of person that is, if you do me dirty or you do something that is incorrect, baby, I'm going to pray about it and I'm going to get it corrected. And that's on period, okay? And so it's really not a matter of being a spoiled little brat. It's more a matter of, don't play with God's children. Do not play with God's children, because hello. Okay, so I definitely won in the end, and I drove the car up until this year. And then funny that I purchased it in about February, and by February of this year, so 3 years later, I was selling it in full. I sold it in full. So I had a good little run. Okay, loved my Durango. It was the perfect mom car. Yeah, then I sold it. The week that I was leaving for Jamaica, I sold my Durango, and baby, I never looked back, okay? So yeah, that is the story on the time. The dealership had me all the way messed up, but I ended up getting what I wanted. I didn't have to put the extra $2,500 down because you already know I wasn't gonna do that, okay? And it all worked out in the end. So tell me a time that somebody tried to get over one on you. I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Y'all, I forgot that I said, who wants a shout out? Like, you know I forgot to do this because I'm filming it on my phone and not in front of the camera. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Eddie, Mel's, The Lash Empress, TT, Official, Tanasia, Savvy, Tanisha Sings, Eliza, Jazzy Jazz, J2 Beautiful, Dree. Shout out to Felicity. Shout out to Jazzy. Girl, ooh, not all the Jazzies coming out to play. Amy, 97 Clips, Butterfly, Abby, Alexis, Ashley, YPM, Pretty Girl, Diamond, okay, Mo Sunshine, A Rare Beauty, Kimberly Henry, Crown K, Scissors Translator Girl, Golden, Cameron Cosby, Stormy Good, Brittany Babes, Aaliyah Devana, Secret Soldier, Shakira, Like Really Jazz, Nina Dennis, It's Ethiopian, Hey, It's Me, Lee. So shout out to True Round K, shout out to Crystal Jimenez, shout out to Simply London, Jaslyn, Chance for Real, MV, shout out to Tyre, Sadie's, Destiny, Sagittarius D, Miss Kiki, Say Miss Lee, shout out to Naturally Coily, Purple Peace, My Pierre, Jordan H, Young Rapunzel, JDM Barbie, JL Bella, TTY, Talk to You Never Driver, Daph's Life, shout out to Kendra Estelle, Leisha British, Kisan, Shyla M. Hey, It's Me, Lee, Bunny XI, Just Nina, Tana, Kaylee, Lulu. Shout out to Suzanne D, Brooke, Ms. Legend, Lisa, Nyla, Tiffany, that girl Alexis, Olivia J, Leah Janae, Yolanda, Shania, Mila, Tija, Rosie, Cece, B. He. Shout out to D, Sierra, Michelle Miller, Jacqueline, Caitlin, Tony B. Cooking, Lola the Muse. Shout out to Lizzie Forever, Wanna Be Like Me, Just Victoria, and last but not least, Alexa Deshauna. That's it, baby. That's everybody that commented. If you commented, it's too late. Okay, if you commented and I didn't get your name, it's too late, girl. Love you guys so much. You guys are the best members in the whole entire world, in the whole entire universe. If you want a shout out next time I ask, girl, be quick in them comments, because if you're commenting right now, girl, I'm not gonna see it. I am not gonna see it. So I love you all so much, and I will definitely see you in the next one.